What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, here with another edition of Traditional Fans with Opinions, where I'll give my reviews for whoever I watched, read, or played today. And who are traditional fans with opinions? That is myself, and that is you, the viewers. With all that being said, on with the reviews. My Hero Academia Vigilantes, Episode 6. So in this one, Midnight. So Eraserhead talks on the phone with Midnight about like her recent work as like a teacher UA, and basically Midnight says that President Mike's about to become a teacher as well, and she basically tells Eraserhead that they want Eraserhead to join them, but he says no, that he doesn't necessarily have the desire to teach kids well, and that he has no type of drive that kids need to be taught. And so then, like, he sees some wolf villain chasing Koichi, who was, protecting the kitten and some girl. And so, yeah, so Eraserhead deals with the villain. He calls for backup. With due to the rain, he and Koichi stand under this little, like, a gold roofing wire, to keep the cat from getting wet. And Eraserhead remembers when he was a second year at UA. Um, you know, Eraserhead, basically, he always had, like, a gloomy personality. And so he had left his umbrella behind to protect the band kitten from getting wet. And so his uniform got wet, basically because he was depressed for not having been able to do anything for the cat. And then so President Mike, who's basically he's actually Yamada, tries to cheer him up with his personality. Then Oboro Shirokuma, who's like Shoda Aizawa, and he's actually Yamada's friend. He basically brought back the umbrella and the cat. And so there's funny scene where Shirokuma like starts changing out the wet clothes, and he uses his cloud quirk to cover up his private parts. Then he pulls out the cat. The way he words it, everyone thinks he's about to whip out his dick, but then he pulls out the cat. They're like, "We like the cat." So then you see like them yeah. So then they're in like class, Shirokuma, Yamada, and Aizawa are trying to get like work studies. So basically, Aizawa doesn't really have much of a drive, so some teachers don't know what type of hero he could be due to his research work. And so they meet third year student Nomuri Kaima, who ends up becoming Midnight. And Kama offers to adopt a cat, naming it Sushi. And so it's real that she's wearing her superhero outfit. Not a lot there, not a lot of clothing. And she says due to her quirk, she believes it to be very useful and be very trendsetting. But then, it says, yeah, like the overview is like, yeah, no, there was like a legal case over it, and there were rules made about how much skin exposure was allowed. And yeah, Midnight saying, yeah, she's like, yeah, it looks like I was too pioneering. And so so one of the things that in this verse, so Yamada, Aizawa, and Shirokuma were having trouble finding a work study. Yamada does find one, and Kama offers to take for Aizawa and Shirokuma to join her with the agency of pro hero His Purple Highness. Yeah, so interesting. Like interesting character. Like I'm pretty sure he looked the way he looks. He's like, is he supposed to be Prince? Like, I mean, they try and make him look like Prince. It's like, okay, it's been a while. I forgot about that character. 'Cause, I mean, he's kind of minor. But yeah, so yeah, I thought it was a good episode. Liked how they were showing some, Eraserhead's past. You know, connecting what Shirley was doing with the cat to what Aizawa was doing with the cat. So that should be interesting. So, and of course, this is all leading up to Eraserhead becoming the teacher at UA. So yeah, I thought it was a really good episode. Looking forward to the next one. Going to movie season 5, episode 6. So in this episode, so Sarumi tells Sophia and Asapa about his past with Wilk. About that Wilk had killed Sarumi's wife and daughter during the shootout. And then between the Russians and Wilk's group. And so Sarumi came across Wilk again. During after learning about him being in Hokkaido from Ariko's father. So there's a whole bit about how the Ainu were killed, searching for the gold, and and how Wilk had ripped the skin of his face off, put it on the skull to fake his death, and basically was walking around without skin. First, I don't know how in the world someone could do that. That Wilk is a messed up individual. And yeah, so Osprey talks about reviews, about movies and everything, basically, to parents supposed to guide the children, and that Wilk did not want Osprey to be so who basically just took things safely, like someone who was willing to basically get her hands dirty in order to to find happiness. And dude, and Sarui says that that Osprey must be the one to make up for the you know crimes of her father, and basically it's explained that Ainu don't use gold for really anything. They use other metals, but gold's kind of worthless. And Surumi calls it like golden famui. So using the name of the show in the episode, shows do that. Some, I mean, honestly, it's become more popular for series to do that. Some do it better than others. Also, saw in Game of Thrones, like in the first novel and the TV show, you had Cersei saying, "You either play the Game of Thrones or you die." If you play the Game of Thrones, you either win or die. And you had of course Suicide Squad, or you had Will Smith's Deadshot saying, "What are we, some kind of Suicide Squad?" Which I mean, look, in those instances, and I was saying Golden Kamuy, that was done well. That made sense. Like basically, it's something and I have no problem with that if it's done well. Like some, it's freaking forced. Like there's some that it's freaking forced. But this show in Suicide Squad, Game of Thrones, it actually was done in a way it worked in context. Like for this, I thought it was fun. I thought it was a good episode. Liked how we're getting some of the story. So yeah, I thought get some background with the gold, and yeah, so I thought it was a good episode. Looking forward to the next one. Primal season 3, episode 5. So in this episode, so everyone reacting to seeing the zombie spear. Well, Abu and Lu, two of the hunters, are like they try to do a ritual to like protect themselves. Mira tries to connect with Spear and saying their name and the name of their unborn child. And so Spear's happy to see Fane, but Fane is hostile towards Zombie Spear. And so Spear follows, the whole group, towards where the Entelodonts are. And Spear and Fane like have a little conflict, like they fight over a warhog. Like they hunt, but then some mandrills attack the group, killing Abu and Lu and abduct Mira. And so Spear, Fane, and Fane's children chase the mandrills and save Mira. With Mira using his body to cushion Mira during her fall. He tears the shore, but Mira sews sews Spear's arm back on, and I'm guessing the baby's all right. But do the Spear help him to fall with the fall, and so Fane's children accept Spear, but Fane's still hostile. So yeah, I thought it was a good episode. Obviously, people are weirded out about Spear being the zombie, so that's probably a plot point. And we'll probably hear Spear or say Mira's name, and however this ends, I don't know. I thought it was a really good episode. Looking forward to the next one. And that's it. Did y'all like the stuff I reviewed? And if you have your own opinions about all that, you put all that in the comments. Thank you for watching, and like, subscribe, and all that. And look forward to the next video.